Keep going. We worked hard. We worked hard. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we worked hard. It's a very important act, the Genius Act. They named it after me, and I want to thank you. I want to thank you. This is a hell of an act. You know, I did something very unusual. I said, this has been something, it's been, a lot of people thought it was impossible, some of the things that have been done. And of course, the great big, I added the word great, the great big beautiful bill, that was something that nobody thought possible. They thought it would be in anywhere from 7 to maybe 3, I'll go the opposite direction, but 3 to 7 different bills. And we said, let's just put it in one, because this way there's something for everyone. And there really is, there's a lot of things for everyone. And when we get the word out how great that is for every single person in this country virtually, and all they have is a soundbite, death. You know what their soundbite is? Death. Aren't they nice, death? They are the most incompetent people. They've lost their confidence. They've lost everything if you think about it. But Jasmine Crockett is on her way. She's on her way. She's the new star of the Democrat Party, Jasmine Crockett. They're in big trouble. But I have to tell you, that was great, and this was great. And I'm so tired of making phone calls at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, getting calls from our great speaker. Sir, we have 12 hard no's. I say, Mike, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. We have 12 hard no's. The good news is I call up, hello, Jim, how are you? Sir, you have my vote. Well, sir, you have my vote. I really they just want a little love. Unfortunately, it's always the same. It's always the same 12 people. It's 5 senators and it's 12 congressmen. And I actually said to John Thune and I said to Mike, I said, listen, I want to have a party, but not to those people that I have to speak to endlessly every time. And they're wonderful because they always seem to come through, other than a couple. Rand Paul Jr. from the Congress and Rand Paul from, other than a few people. But I said, I want to have them over. We're going to have a party for everybody in Congress, everyone in Congress except 12. We're going to have, and Mike is Tom, I'll tell you what, Tom is definitely covered. The whole group, where are those 12 people? They're the only people I know. See, we could do it today. We don't have to vote. And I would say of the 53 senators, 48, we'll have 48 in here. You won't even have to come to that one. But these are the greatest people because they always vote yes, and we don't have to go crazy. You trust us, we trust you. And it's been a very special group of people. We really do. I mean, 96% phenomenal and 4% extremely difficult. Do you agree with that? But they get there, most of them, not all of them. Those are the ones we really don't like. But I want to thank you all for being here. This is really a big day. This afternoon, we take a giant step to cement American dominance of global finance and crypto technology as we sign the landmark Genius Act into law. So congratulations to everybody. This is a big deal. You've come a long way since the Biden administration, when they had no idea what you were all talking about. And half of you are under arrest for no reason whatsoever. For no reason. And we want to have it, not China. China wasn't actually happy. They were watching this. They like it. And we've got this. We've got AI. We've got a lot of great ones happening. And this is a very big thing. And I want to thank the bill's author, Senator Bill Hagerty, a very good friend of mine. Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Bill. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. He's a very handsome guy. Looks great. He's got the whole package. But you know, I got to know him. He was ambassador to Japan, and we had a little problem with Japan on trade. But he was my ambassador to Japan, and I went to Japan, and he is speaking fluently Japanese. I said, "Did you learn it as a child?" No, I just learned it over the last 4 or 5 months. I said, "You learned Japanese?" Maybe the single hardest language to learn. It's actually breathing rather than it's breathing. I'm not going to imitate it because we'll end up with a big story, and I don't want that. But he spoke totally fluent Japanese. I said, that's very impressive. And he was introducing me to Mr. Honda. I said, oh, are you in the car business? He goes, yes. I said, you're a very rich man. And then he said, Mr. Toyota, right? Toyota. And I said, what business are you in? Let me guess. He said, cars. He was my interpreter. And I was so impressed. And I was getting ready to leave. He said, sir, I'd like to run for the United States Senate. I said, where are you from? He said, Tennessee. I said, well, I love Tennessee, but do they know you there? No, but if you endorse me, I'll win, right? And I endorsed him, and he took a 48-point lead. And they didn't know who the hell he was. And he's turned out to be a great senator. And now they all know who you are. Yeah, so you're fantastic, and we thank you. And you, just the fact that you're doing this and you understand this is a complicated world, and you understand it, Bill. So you've been great. Thank you very much. We're also pleased to be joined by our great Vice President, J.D. Vance. J.D., thank you very much. Good job. And he's been up speaking late at night on the phone. I said, J.D., how about you taking 3 or 4 of these people, please? Because 3 or 4 I cannot speak to. I just can't. And he'd take them and he'd come through, right, J.D.? Also, Speaker Mike Johnson. He is unbelievable. He's an unbelievable. I mean, if you go by what we're doing, if you keep at this pace, you can't keep it up for another 200 days. But I will tell you this, if you keep up this pace for another week, you go down as the greatest speaker in the House in history. So, one more week. One more week. Who needs Tip O'Neill? Who needs Tip O'Neill? He's better looking than Tip O'Neill, too. But no, he's been going at a fervent pace. Would you say that's right? Your wife probably says, you are crazy. You've been aging beautifully in front. He's an amazing speaker, a great leader, and everybody likes him and respects him, and that's why we're with a very small majority, like 3. We had a time when we were 1. Remember? We said we're 1 heart attack away from losing the House. Then we won a couple of seats and a couple of other. Now we have 7, maybe if we're lucky, 7. But we win with nobody's ever done. I don't think anyone's ever done this before. To win with those small. We had a little help from Tom too, right, and a lot of other people. I want to introduce also Secretary Howard Lutnik, who's been fantastic. You have done a great job, Howard. We've got trade deals coming out of our ears, right? We got so many trade deals. They're all calling so many. And I really mean this too. It's like, how do you deal with so many? But, I always say when we send out the paper, that was a deal. They don't want the fake news doesn't want to hear that. When I send out the paper that you're paying 35 or 40% tariff, that's a deal. Then they'll call and see if they can make a little bit different kind of a deal, like opening up their country to trade. In some cases, they've never been open. But we're doing well, and we have a couple of big ones to announce pretty soon, right? Could almost do it today. Maybe we'll say it, maybe later on we'll do it. Senator Bernie Moreno, a great victory. Bernie had great victory. A great victory. That was one of the truly tough races. A lot of people weren't sure anybody could win that seat, and you won it in easy fashion, right? We won it together when you think of it. But you won it in easy fashion. You did a great job. Great guy. House Majority Whip. This is a great leader, Tom Emmer, a great politician and leader. Really good. And I like his wife even better. His wife is, she's the boss, but you are married to a fantastic woman, huh? And he knows that, and he likes hearing it, because some people don't, they say, sir, could you please stop saying that my wife is better than me, sir? Those are guys that don't usually end up with a good marriage, He's got a great marriage. So thank you, Tom. You really are a fantastic leader and representative. And Representatives Troy Downing, French Hill. Where's French Hill? Where is French? You have been so great. Thank you, French. I spoke to him a little late when he was walking down the hall. I said, French, he said, I'm there, sir. You are great, great, great guy. Everyone respects you, French. You know that. Bill Heisinger. Bill, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Good job. Dan Muser. I thought he was going to become the next governor of Pennsylvania, but he likes Congress better, I guess, huh? So, but I think you're terrific, and, you know, I would have always been behind you. That I can tell you. Tim Moore. Tim. Thank you, Tim. John Rose. John. Hi, John. Thanks. Good job. Brian Style. Brian Style. Still young. Still nice and young. That's good. G.T. Thompson. G.T. Thank you. Andy Barr. Good friend of all of ours. Thank you, Andy. Monica De La Cruz. Monica. She's here someplace. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Monica. Mike Haridopoulos. Mike. Thank you, Mike. Look good. Mike Lawler, Mr. Salt. Well, it should guarantee your district. I mean, you worked hard for New York, right? And you're on television, I'm on television, so this should be good for a couple of points. But without you and your couple of friends from New York, that wouldn't have happened. That was not easy, right? Congratulations. Great job. Anna Paulina Luna. Anna, who is so great. I don't, even if she's here or not here, I want to tell you that she has been so great and worked so hard to make sure we got it approved. Ralph Norman. Ralph? Ralph? What happened to Ralph? Nick Begich. Nick? Thank you, Nick. Good job. Good job. Good votes. I just saw a great poll on you, huh? Very good. Congratulations, Nick. Andy Ogles. Andy, who's a terrific friend. Beth Van Dyne. Beth, thank you, Beth. Great job. Thank you. Thank you very much for the great support. Roger Williams, a great baseball player, who also had to take a bullet, unfortunately, but he is a great guy. He was involved in that whole catastrophe, but he's fantastic and has been from day one, along with a lot of other people that I won't call out because I have no idea where the hell you are. I think I saw Jason here somewhere. Where's Jason? Oh, it's lucky I called him. Ooh, it's lucky. They didn't put your name because I invited you at the last moment, right? He was over there doing some business in the White House. But you've been incredible in your position. Nobody knows more about taxes and finance than you do, so we appreciate it, right? Is that true, Howard? It's true. Thanks, Jason. Great job. And you'll help out with that other matter. You make him so strong and powerful, right? Along with Deputy Secretary of Treasury, Michael Faulkender. Where's Michael? Good, Michael. How are you? Good. You'll help out over there, okay? And Ambassador Ken Howry. Ambassador. Thank you, Ken. Great job, Ken. I also want to recognize some of the countless industry leaders here today, including Brian Armstrong of Coinbase. You've done a good job, Brian. That's a big deal. Dave Ripley of Kraken. Okay. Thank you, Dave. Jeremy Allaire of Circle. It's a big day. Good job. Good job, Jeremy. Paolo Ardino of Tether. Paolo, thank you, Paolo. Ryan McInerney of Visa. That's a good company. Thank you. Chris Pavlovsky of Rumble. Chris. What happened to your location, Chris? You're always a front row guy. You're just being nice today, I think. How's Rumble doing? Good? Good. If Rumble's doing good, that means Truth is doing good. Truth. That's good. You're doing a great job. Thank you, Chris, very much. Vlad Tenev of Robinhood. Vlad, thank you, Vlad. Thank you, Vlad. Good. Tyler and Cameron Winklevoss. These are two smart, handsome guys. They got the whole package. They're of Gemini, but they have the whole pack. They have a lot of things actually, but Gemini's just the one for today, right? They've got the look, they've got the genius, got plenty of cash, and it's great that you're on our side.
Good company to be in.
I can never tell them apart, but their mother can. I asked, can your mother tell you apart? And the answer is yes. Right? Easily, or is it tough for her? Easy, I figured. Good. You guys have been great. Thank you very much. Great to be with you. Let me say the entire
still
crypto
dripping
community,
on
for
crypto.
years, you were mocked and dismissed and counted out. You were counted out as little as a year and a half ago.
Invest.
But this signing is a massive validation, and even before this signing, over the last year and a half, I think your stuff has gone up more than any stock, or just about more. A couple of stocks that were pretty good, I will say, but you have certainly, as an industry, gone up more than anybody. Nobody's gained the respect in such a short period of time. But this signing is a massive validation of your hard work and your pioneering spirit and your ability to never give up, because a lot of people would have given up 2-3 years ago. So I want to thank you for contributing to the incredible strength of America. This is going to make it stronger, and congratulations on this incredible achievement. You've made our dollar look really good and strong and powerful. It's good for the dollar and it's good for the country. And that's why I backed you at an early stage, and I also did it for the votes, because you did come out and vote. I will tell you. And they changed tune, Biden's team, they changed tune right in the middle of the campaign. All of a sudden, they loved you guys. They dropped all charges. They said, have I got you guys out of so much trouble? And you know what? I don't think anybody voted for them, right? Because you remember they treated you very unfairly, actually. So it's a great honor that we were involved. And it was a tremendous amount of support that we got at the polls. We won. Think of it, we won every swing state. We won by millions of votes. We won the popular vote. We won the districts by 2,750. Think of that, to 505. Different districts too, by the way. Every once in a while that number can change, but it doesn't change by much. The map was almost totally red, and you guys were with us right from the beginning. Exactly 1 year ago this month, many of you were with me in Nashville, Tennessee. Do you remember that day, right? That was a big day, Nashville, Tennessee, when I became the first presidential candidate ever to address the Bitcoin conference. And at that time, crypto builders and founders were under relentless assault by the Biden administration, which was trying to crush your industry and crush you as people and go after your families. And they were a vicious group of people. People don't realize that they were vicious, incompetent, but vicious. Well, Joe was an incompetent guy, but he was always known as a vicious guy. I guess if you're going to be in that, you're probably off. If they're incompetent is better, right? Because you don't want to have a vicious guy that's competent. If you did, I wouldn't be standing here today, right? But I pledged that we would bring back American liberty and leadership and make the United States the crypto capital of the world, and that's what we've done. And under the Trump administration, this is only going further. You're going to do really well. I mean, I'm so proud of what you've done in the last couple of years, and very important. On day one, I remember I did this, and I said this, and I mentioned this name, and I got the greatest applause of the whole campaign. We fired Joe Biden's SEC chair, Gary Gensler. We fired him. But I remember I was making a speech, and it was just a line in a speech. And I said, and I will fire Gary Gensler. The place exploded. I finished that one, and I said, what the hell did that guy do? There was a lot of hatred there, I'll tell you. And it turned out, as I got familiar with everything, it turned out you were absolutely right. In his place, I appointed a visionary chairman who wants America to build the future and not block the future. He's going to be unbelievable. He'll go down as one of the greats. And Paul Atkins, where are you, Paul Atkins? And Paul, the crypto guys, everybody said, not only crypto, every industry, they all wanted Paul for the position. And he's a tough cookie too. But they actually said, we don't care. We just think he's fair. All they wanted was fairness. And they have somebody that you're really a champion of the street, and you're a champion of the country. You're going to do a fantastic job. I saw you interviewed the other night. I watched it about 2 o'clock in the morning. There was a little thing called C-SPAN, which I don't know how many people were watching. Don't worry, you were on primetime too, but they happen to have a little rerun. I don't want to embarrass you, but a fantastic job, really. You are absolutely so perfect for the job. Congratulations, Paul. And Paul is here today among the commissioners, various commissioners, including Hester Pierce and Mark Yoida. Hester and Mark Yoida. Thank you, Hester. Thank you very much, and thank you, Mark, wherever you may be. Is Mark here? Oh, stand up, Mark. I didn't. Good. Thank you. Good job. Good. I'm glad I gave you a second crack you didn't hear because of the thunderous applause for Hester. But thank you. I heard tremendous things about both of you. Thank you very much. My first week in office, I also established the first ever presidential working group on digital assets, and we have an executive director. Where's Bo Hines? Bo Hines. Hi, Bo. And Bo is a great football player, right? Bo is a great football player, one of the better players in college football, so I know you're from that also. See, who would think that I know that? I know a lot of things, Bo. But he was a champion player. I stopped the weaponization of government against crypto and Bitcoin, and we ended the lawless Operation Choke Point 2.0. That was a bad operation. And I kept my promises to the community and granted a full presidential pardon to Ross Ulbricht. Ross Ulbricht. And you have no idea how important that name became. It was like a symbol, and his mother was unbelievable. His mother was an unbelievable woman, but it was so important to a certain group of people. And in a truly momentous act last March, I signed an executive order establishing the U.S. Strategic Bitcoin Reserve, as well as the United States Digital Asset Stockpile. And that's all signed up. And with today's signing, we're pushing even further into the exciting new frontier. Just as I promised last year, the Genius Act creates a clear and simple regulatory framework to establish and unleash the immense promise of dollar-backed stable coins. This could be perhaps the greatest revolution in financial technology since the birth of the internet itself. A lot of people are saying that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yes? If you say yes, I'm saying yes. I think it's great that you're involved, I will tell you. Many Americans are unaware that behind the scenes, the technical backbone of the financial system is decades out of date, many, many years out of date. You know that Paul and others are straightening it out, but payments and money transfers are costly and take days or even weeks to clear. Under this bill, the entire ancient system will be eligible for a 21st century upgrade using the state-of-the-art crypto technology. Who would have thought we would have been saying that 2 years after I really met you for the first time? The Genius Act provides banks, businesses, and financial institutions a framework for issuing crypto assets backed one-for-one with real U.S. dollars, treasury bills, and other cash equivalents. It's really strengthening the dollar and giving the dollar great prominence. And, you know, you have this little group called BRICS. It's fading out fast. But BRICS is, they wanted to try and take over the dollar, the dominance of the dollar, and the standard of the dollar. And I said, anybody that's in the BRICS consortium of nations, we're going to tariff you 10%. And they had a meeting the following day, and almost nobody showed up. They said, leave me alone. They didn't want to be tariffed, did they, Howard? It's amazing. No, we're not going to let the dollar slide. If we have a smart president, you're never going to let the dollar slide. If you have a dummy, that could happen. Like the last one, he would. If you ever asked him about the dollar slide, he would have no idea. But we can't let that ever happen again. Consumers, vendors, and people all over the world will then be able to use those stable coins for ultra-low-cost transactions that are cleared and settled in a matter of seconds rather than weeks and months. And it's really an amazing thing. And with the privacy, flexibility, and decentralization of cash, this revolution has the potential to supercharge American economic growth and empower billions of people to save and transfer in U.S. dollars. It's really all backed by the dollars. It's really a great thing. And we had a lot of Democrat support. I have to tell you that. I was shocked anytime you get one but we had a tremendous amount of Democrat support, which we appreciate, which just shows you that you're doing the right thing. This will increase demand for U.S. Treasuries, lower interest rates, and secure the dollar's status as the world's reserve currency for generations to come. The reserve currency is so important. You know, if we lost that, that would be like losing a world war. We can never let anyone play games with us, and that's why when I heard about this group from BRICS, 6 countries basically, I hit them very, very hard. And if they ever really form in a meaningful way, it will end very quickly. I will tell you, for them, they won't be gone very long. I don't think they'll even do it. They're virtually afraid to meet. I also remain fully committed to my pledge never to allow the creation of a central bank digital currency in America. It won't happen. My first. Thank you. And the other night, I will say, with some of the congressmen and women, they wanted that so badly. That was so important to them. I was impressed that they knew what the hell it was, to be honest with you. Please, sir, please, the central bank digital currency, well, you have to make sure. Sir. And I'm saying, what do you know about that? It's amazing the knowledge that people have gained all of a sudden. We had a lot of problems with some of them. I said, we've already got it from the Fed, right, from Commerce, and from an executive order. You don't need it a fourth time. Sir, we have to get it. It's amazing. But they knew their subject, though, didn't they, huh? And we helped them out. My first week in office, I signed an executive order to ban the creation of a CBDC in the United States, and very soon I look forward to signing legislation that will codify and ban make it a permanent law, put it in permanence. I'm also committed to signing landmark crypto market structure legislation this year to grow the industry. We're going to be growing it even more than people ever thought. It's a really hot industry. And for a little while, 2 nights ago, we were a little concerned because we were a little short on votes. I would say maybe we were about 9 short. 9 short at 3 in the morning. We were about 4 short at 3:30 in the morning, and we were in good shape at 4 o'clock in the morning, right? But the people, and few people have fought harder for the bill than we're signing than some of the people here today. You have been unbelievable. It's our White House AI and crypto czar, David Sachs, who has done such a great job. And he has a show now, become a showman, but a couple of years ago, right, it's probably 2 years ago now in San Francisco, and I did his show, and I heard he's a very smart guy, and we had a great show. You've kept it going a lot longer, and is that still your highest rated ever show? Oh, he knows what to say. He knows what. He had a rating that he had millions and millions of people. He said, what's going on? But we had a great show, and I said, that guy's really smart. I said, if I get elected, I was running at that time, if I get elected, we're going to bring him into government in some ways. He's worth a fortune. He's made a lot of money. He's a very rich billionaire. But this is more important, isn't it? This is me too. It's like, doesn't matter. This is much. I know Howard and I talk about it all the time. Howard could go back to his wonderful brokerage firm, hire 1 or 2 people, and it's not the same as what you're doing, right? We're doing the biggest deals in the world. Actually, the deal we're doing now in tariffs is the biggest, when you add it up, the biggest deal ever made in history. It could be 1,000 IBMs. I mean, if you think of it, it's the biggest deal ever done. So it's hard to go back to a brokerage firm and, make $79,000 commission on the sale of a stock, right? It's true. But I want to ask David. So David's been fantastic. He's done an incredible job. And I'd like to ask David to come up and say a few words. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, thank you, President Trump. It's a great honor to be here, and it's true that I never expected to work in government at all, and then everything changed after President Trump came on my podcast, and I accepted this job as cryptoczar because I thought it was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to work for a president who really wants to get things done for the American people, and if anything, that's been an understatement. The first 6 months of this administration have been more successful than any administration in American history. What's been done? It's just been incredible. President Trump has worked at tech speed. We're used to working fast in Silicon Valley, but even this is fast for us in Silicon Valley, the speed at which you move President Trump is really incredible. And now today, you have another historic legislative achievement that is a monumental step to fulfilling your promise to making the United States the crypto capital of the world. This Genius Act will unlock American dominance in the crypto industry by creating clear rules of the road. It will update archaic payment rails with a revolutionary new payment system, and it will extend US dollar dominance, like you said, globally, by creating a digital dollar that people all over the world can use. And for every digital dollar in a crypto wallet, there'll be a traditional dollar in a US bank account, which will create trillions of dollars of demand for US treasuries. So that is the power of this bill, is US dollar dominance. This is a huge promise made and promise kept by President Trump. And there's just a few other people I'd like to thank. First, my family for being here. Thank you. And Bo Hines, who President Trump mentions, the director of our crypto council, he really did the heavy lifting here. So Bo, I just want to thank you again. And my chief of staff, Tracy Johnson, as well, who also does the heavy lifting. And Bill Hagerty and French Hill and all the congressmen and senators who have already been mentioned by President Trump, so I'll save the time, but it was really been an honor to work with all of you. This was really a team effort, but most of all, I want to thank President Trump for accomplishing what nobody thought was possible. And it's true that just earlier this week, the media was reporting that this bill was dead. This bill was dead, and then the media didn't know one thing, that we had a secret weapon. We have a deal maker in chief. And thanks to President Trump, he stepped in and saved this bill. And it's because of your vision, your leadership, your determination, your skill that we're all here today. So thank you very much, President Trump.
Is that Laura? Please come. Just come here. This is our superstar. She was the head of the Republican Party, and nobody complained about anything. We went on to great. This is Laura Trump, married to a young gentleman named Eric. They have beautiful 2 children, but she has been so good. She stepped into that position like it was nothing that we wanted. And she said, "Dad, I'd like to go home right now to my beautiful husband and my son and daughter, Ed, but you did a fantastic job, and you worked with a great gentleman too. He's doing a fantastic job. But I just want to thank you. I just saw you standing back there. I wanted to bring her in. Thank you very much, Laura. Thank you." So under the Trump administration, I just got back from Saudi Arabia, and we went to Qatar. We went to a number of countries, and I will tell you the level of respect that this country has now is incredible. It is. UAE, I tell you what, we had a time there, but every leader said the same thing. They said 1 year ago, your country was dead, and they'd say it that way. It was like, I didn't know whether I was supposed to be happy or insulted, but the truth is, we were in deep trouble. But they said 1 year ago, your country was dead, and today you have the hottest country anywhere in the world. And it's true, we have the hottest country in the world. We had a country, we were a laughing stock with the borders, people pouring in. Can you imagine last month, in the month of June actually, 0, now I don't even believe that, 0, because you have hundreds of thousands pouring in, and then all of a sudden it's 0, but they have it down to 0, and very liberal people take that particular toll. It's a liberal group, so they're not giving us any favors. It's 0 people coming through our border. Can you imagine that? From literally hundreds of thousands and millions pouring in from all over the world. They came from all over the world. They came from prisons, jails. They came from mental institutions, gang members. There were gangs. They came from all over the place, from every country. They came from the Congo in Africa, a lot from the Congo. They came from South America. A lot of came from Venezuela. They emptied their jails into our country. Can you imagine? They allowed that, emptied their jails into our country, and they let them walk right into our country like perfect. 11,888 committed murder. 50% committed more than one person. They murdered more than one person. 50% of 11,888. And we had murderers, and we're getting them out, and Tom Holman and Christie are doing a great job. That Tom Holman, I'll tell you, is he central casting or what? And he takes abuse, but they just keep fighting, and they're winning, and we're winning in the courts, so we're winning everywhere. But we've got the hottest country in the world, and you're a big part of it. So the golden age of America is upon us, and with today's signing, the future of crypto and the crypto industry, the US dollar working together, because they really are hand in hand, is going to be stronger and bigger and better than ever before. And I just want to thank everybody, some tremendous people in this room. And maybe when I sign, I'll ask some of our great senators and congressmen to come on up. Some of the top crypto guys, please come on up, because you guys work very hard on this. And we'll sign this, and we'll get on to the next battle, and we'll win. But we're winning all over the world right now. It's not even close, not even close, and we're going to keep it going. Thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you. You got it?
Neither. Trump.
This is not an auto pen, by the way.
Thank God.
This is a big scandal. If that were a Republican, it would really be a big scandal. But it is one of the great scandals of our time. Thank you very much, everybody.
When did Joe Biden do any of this? 19% approval rating. 19% approval rating. 79% of Democrats disapprove of the Democratic Party. It's unbelievable. But it's some diehards. They can't, got some real diehards. Who's a better president? Biden. What did Biden do that was great for America? What did Biden do that was great for America? Trump. Watch my viral video with over 1 million. I don't know if you guys have seen it. You can go to my playlist where I said I supported Biden. I campaigned for Biden. But this time, Trump. Almost 1.5 million views, and probably like, 5,000 people chatted. I don't know how many likes. Enormous amount of numbers. It's just amazing. You know, to God be the glory. One thing I can say, for someone who has always voted straight down the ballot for the Democratic Party, that party is jacked. And if Democrats are trying to act like that party is on top of American values, they're not from America. Because there is no way that they can say without conviction that the Democratic Party has done a great job for American citizens, because they have done nothing but destroy this country, and those are facts. I'm not going to prolong y'all, because there's a lot of videos that I do want to put up regarding so many different issues, and even the people that are being arrested by ICE, like all the things that are going on. It's too many to name, but you got to give credit where credit is due. That's the type of person I've always been. You know, it's no truth in you if you can't even give this man any kind of credit for anything. All that bickery, all that negativity, because you've been gaslighted not only by mainstream media, who influence you more than politics. Because you say what they say, you think how they think. You don't even look at yourself, at policy, what each party has done for this country. And this party, with the Democrats that have been in leadership for 12 of the last 16 years, they have done everything to destroy this country in the name of power, in the name of votes. They sacrificed this country for votes. They continue to sacrifice this country for votes. They are not, if you're American, if you're a legal immigrant, y'all all should be giving great thumbs up, because this country is for you. They have people now in California that are homeless on the street, and this Cuban mayor that people are saying that she's black, she wants to give 900,000 illegals. That's breaking the law. She's going to go to court. They're going to arrest her because it's treason. They have $1 billion deficit. Next year, they'll have $12 billion deficit because you know they want to give them all free health care. They have a deficiency. And she is proposing right now, I don't know how soon they're going to get the money out, to give all illegal non-citizens cash money while you have homeless Americans that are suffering from mental illness, who are vets, or you name it, in California. Nothing. But she cares about the non-citizens, not the citizens of this country. And we are supposed to go along with that as Americans. What happened to this country? What happened to my former party? You're supposed to help your own household before you help someone else. To have money that you said wasn't available, she's giving them reparations that they didn't work for. You're gonna reward criminals, illegals, non-citizens and you're gonna find loopholes to give them cash money to stay at home. To stay at home. Because they're afraid. Why they're afraid? Because they entered the country illegally. And guess what's in the mix? Criminals. Criminals are in the mix of it that they're protecting. Every criminal that's illegally entered this country, whether it's the Chinese men, they're here. What was 54,000 young Chinese men that's going over people's head that are here? They own 29 of our states. They own farmland, and they say next to our military bases. There's a lot of corruption that's going on in this country. They open the doors to to Iranians, to Venezuelan prisons that were let out into this country with convicted murderers and rapists, and people from insane asylums. We have terrorists. They would say 350 terrorists. How many 9/11 terrorists snuck in the country? We got all this running around in this country. Cartel, fentanyl, 350,000 missing kids, all under the Democratic watch in order to have a new voting bloc, all to retain power at our expense. And I can't believe that there are Americans that's going along with the nonsense. And then the kicker is they're trying to act like the law enforcement are the criminals. ICE are the criminals, and the criminals aren't the criminals. How God is not a God of confusion. So law enforcement are criminals. They don't supposed to cover up. But the criminals are allowed, they are so covered up, all you see are their glasses. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, what do you, man, agree? Free Diddy, free. So it's a lot that's going on that we need to look into. But if we want America to be America, become a third world country, because what has happened is that because these people weren't vetted, they didn't come in the country seeking American values. They didn't learn about this country. When you go through the process, you learn to respect America. You learn what America is. You appreciate getting you a certificate of naturalization. But they came in with entitlement, the ones in the last 4 years, not the ones that have been here that's been working and they've been, keeping under the scope. They respect this country. I'm talking about the ones that have come in now that have been given everything. They don't have any respect for America. or Americans or our flag or our values. They act like we owe them something. And you know who's telling them this? The Democratic Party. They are funneling money all kinds of ways for these protests and for all this outrage, all this. Y'all, I'm not doing this on behalf of Americans. We're not down with that. And don't, black Americans, guess what? We might be slow to the party right now, but we're jumping ship. We're getting off that plantation. So while you try to get their damn votes, you're losing ours. While you don't mind giving them reparations that they never did anything for. We've been in this country over 400 years. We've been the only enslaved people in this country. They built America off the backs of slaves. Free labor. Nobody else can say that. That's why we're in the Constitution. So any black person, they tell you, oh, y'all next. No, we're not. It was meant for us, not for everyone else coming in here giving birth. That's the truth. But we need to do something about being American and being one nation under God. Do we want our country to be a third world country? Or do we want America to be the standard for the world? Because that nonsense that's been going on in California, New York is Gotham City without Batman, Chicago, all these mayors, and they put a black face in some of these places, but they all are against black people. So when you see a black person in charge, don't ever, even cops, don't think they for you. They the worst ones. They do the most harm and the most damage. They put them in these offices and they do everything against the American people and the constituents that voted them into office. They're doing all this damage, all this damage. All this damage. The devil is a liar every day. But you know what? The deflection is, I could tell who's not American, like this person here, designer, drip. You're not American. Because it should resonate with you, everything that I'm saying. We all see it. Everybody sees, no matter whether you believe it or not, you think that we all supposed to be caught up in your delusions. We see what's going on. It's on the news everywhere. Whether it's CNN, MSNBC, they might sugarcoat it, but they showing you what's going on. Everybody is showing you what's going on. Every content creator, all the social media platforms, everyone is showing what's happening in this country. We see what's happening. When did ICE wasn't the bad guys when Obama was in office and he deported more than anybody else, any other illegal immigrant. So it's okay to break our laws. Is that where we're going with this? Because you can't do this at any other country. No one can. It's amazing. Americans should come first. America first. Take care of, I don't expect to go to China and demand that I'm going to fly my American flag and burn their flag and demand for them to take care of me. With housing, luxury apartments, with education, health care, and SNAP, food, feed, everything over their citizens. They would lock me up in an insane asylum because they said she must have lost her mind. Because it's not done. That's what's happening here. And the ironic thing about it is that only 19% of the people, 19% approve of the Democrats. So if only 19% approve of it, the ones on here are that 19%. They're delusional. Because obviously the majority of this country that are Democrats they see otherwise. This is Democrat polling. There is no leader. There is no solutions. They don't talk about what they're going to do for us because we're not the goal. The goal is power. The goal is our votes. Anytime you want to take this Mayor Bass that should be locked up for treason, that she's taking money when they are $1 billion. They have $1 billion deficit in California. They have run it into the ground. They have destroyed. I used to love. I wouldn't go to Los Angeles right now if you paid me. It is so messed up there. It's jacked up. And this is what these Democratic leadership, Gavin Newsom and Mayor Bass, allowed to happen to that wonderful state. I thought it was wonderful to be a Democrat. Not now. Not now. They have things to prove to me. They have a lot to prove to all of us. Because they're not for us. They're against us. They want my vote and the black community vote. They're going to have to earn our votes. Because I don't see anything they're doing for us as a community. They have the same old songs. Oh, me, where the violin at? But nothing about upward mobility. Nothing about opportunity. Nothing about affordable housing. Nothing about interest rates. Nothing about education. Nothing. 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 They don't have anything. But you know what they do talk about? Poster child, Kilmar Garcia, illegal immigrants. That's not Americans' priority. And guess who gave us this situation? Guess who did all of this? This was done by Biden's administration. We know Biden wasn't running this country. I appreciate your giving, designer trip. In your own vehicle. You know what? In the name of Jesus, people perish for lack of knowledge. It has to get to a point that if you keep doing the same thing, like just voting for the same people, they had the Senate, the House, and the presidency. They had every opportunity to give us an anti-hate crime bill. Did they do it? Hell no. They had every opportunity to give us reparations. Did they do it? No. But we got money. We're giving billions. What they paid last year? $27 billion for illegal immigrants? I mean, so things that they could have done for the black community, but I can tell you what they did do to us. They gave us mass incarceration. We could thank Joe Biden for that. The author of the 1994 crime bill, thank Joe Biden for that. And we ran out there, canvassed for him, phone banked for him, gave rallies for him, speeches for him. And this man was the cause of mass incarceration of black men. That was the Democrats. You know what Kamala did? Democrats. First thing she wanted to get a notch on her belt, she wanted to lock up black men and put them in jail, over-sentenced them for marijuana to put out wildfires. She even had one on death row. And didn't want to do a DNA because she was sitting in court. She wanted to get that body on her watch. She wanted to get the body. That's what she wanted to do. Let's see, what did you say? Chat flip or DA script don't support this mess. You know, it doesn't make, you know what? You're listening. You're listening. You're listening to everything I said. And you know what? In the mighty name of Jesus, let the words of my mouth, the meditation of my heart be acceptable in thy sight, my Lord, my strength, and my Redeemer. We are not going to be deflected and go along with the okie doke. These are facts. Look it up. Google it. Go to AI, however you go to any news source, go to ground news, find a news source. These are facts. What these people, this is what they did to my community. And you guess who didn't know? I didn't know it because I didn't look up freaking policies. We should have never put that scoundrel in office. Tell me you ain't black unless you vote for me. So don't come to me with that black stuff. We're going to keep voting for people who do nothing for us. We are smart, intelligent, articulate. We live in single homes, pay cash for luxury cars, a whole entire expanded family, have multiple degrees. None of us are lacking any good thing because our help don't come from man. It comes from God. We serve God. We don't serve man. But when we're on here, or I'm on here, I'm not speaking for myself because I care about my fellow American citizens. We are Americans first. Americans first. And I'm so proud of this country that when we voted, this is the first time I felt proud to be an American, was the last election that we put aside our differences, our biases, our racism, discrimination. We put that all aside and we voted together. as blacks, whites, Asians, Hispanic, indigenous, disabled, seniors, vets, to put this man in office. We came together as Americans because we wanted to retain American values. And they wanted to destroy this country. And that's what they have done. And the things that are going on now, those open borders caused this mess. Yes or no? Did the open borders cause all these homeless, illegal immigrants to have entered our country and cause the problems that we have now? They did this. They did this. And y'all don't hold them responsible for it. They did this to us. So all that okie doke about how black people supposed to keep, well, we supposed to keep voting the same way for the next 60 years? The same old song and dance, and they put up them fake behind black so-called leaders? Al Sharpton. They paid him, what, $500,000 to try to get us to vote? They paid them people off. Jamal Bryant, who want to be the fake lying to the black community, God going to handle him. Trying to act like we the face of DEI, diversity, inclusion, diversity, equity, and inclusion. The devil is a liar. We're not the face of DEI. White women are. They benefited from DEI. Black people were number 9 on the list. So all these people that's trying to act like that we supposed to keep doing that, look, let me tell you something. No, see, one thing you're not going to do is you're going to get off. You're not going to tell people to unsubscribe because of something. If you don't want to hear what I have to say, Designer Drip, you leave. You leave. Because you don't control this channel. You don't control us. This is America. This is not hate. That's what Democrats do, or non-citizens. They try to deflect and they try to say stuff that's not true. This isn't hateful. I'm talking about, I'm black. I'm getting ready to bounce you off. I'm talking about my people. I'm talking about my people is who I'm talking about. That's who I'm talking about. I can talk about black people because I am black and proud. I'm talking about what we continue to do and what we're changing from that narrative. I promise you that God is sitting on the throne, that we're going to be voting more red. Watch. There's so many of us that are waking up to learning how to look at issues, learning how to look who we're voting for. I was a fool that I'm going to vote straight down Democrat and I'm voting for judges. I'm voting for all these people that have been detrimental to my welfare because I didn't take the time because of laziness to look at what they were bringing to the table.
I tried to tell her.
They didn't deserve a seat at the table. And you got these people that think that we're supposed to continue to go down that avenue.
Thank you for subscribing.
Yeah, I had to get rid of Drip. He was giving, he probably took what he was giving away because he telling people it's hateful and don't subscribe to this channel. Thank you. God bless you. Yeah, I had to get. Thank you. Yeah, I should have just kept him more because he kept giving and giving and giving. But it's not worth him.
Not if he's trolling.
It's not worth him. No, he was talking about hate. I'm speaking hate. I'm speaking true to facts. And nobody's better to speak about a black community than someone who not being paid, don't have any skin in the game, like the Al Sharptons, the D.L. Hugleys, the Roland Martins, from everyday black people.
Yeah, see, that's a troll.
Yeah, so he came in with somebody else's name. Look, you want to hear Drip. That's Drip. Drip just came by. Look, we remember that. Watch, he don't have no subscribers. Bada Bing, yeah. You know what? We're not worried about you because you don't control anything because God is in control. So we thank you for the money, the donation. We will put it towards our channel to keep speaking the truth 2.0. And I have another channel called Pray to All Here. It's in the link that you guys can subscribe to because it's going to be a channel that covers all types of topics and probably do a prayer once a week. And there's different categories from stress to loneliness to depression to joy to happiness to marriage, all of it. But I'm gonna break it down in different categories.
Yeah, see, he's trolling now.
In different categories.
Should I block him?
Who is it?
It's Drip.
Drip is back.
Yeah, he said he's.
Yeah, you know what? We have it's not hate speech. And you know what? One thing that YouTube does, they look at what you're saying. Because if it's unliking to you, there's 1,000 million other content creators that might say what you want to say. But you're not going to control what I say about my people.
Ralph, let's see how.
That's not negative.
Ralph, let's see how honest you are. What president went to a Ku Klux Klan member's funeral and who started the KKK?
He did a eulogy.
What party started the KKK? Let's see how honest you are.
I just told him about the 1994 crime bill that Biden was so author. You can fact check us. That caused mass incarceration of black men. Do you know when you take a black father out the household that it destroys the family? Take any father out the household. What do you think happened to the children? There's nobody to lead them. The streets get them. And then the streets tell them, you want them George, you want them Kobe's or Steph Curry's? Okay, go become a thief or do the wrong things. And the judge, because of the 1994 crime bill, they go before the judge and the judge say, oh, he's only 20 years old. We could give him 40 years for misdemeanors, and that's what's been happening. There have been people who have been put in jail, been in there 40, 50 years that are black for $3.
This freaking Elon got everybody talking about the list now.
It's fine. That's their talking points. This too shall pass. They can talk about that because the Democrats, if Trump had anything, the way they went after him, if it was anything, they tried everything. The man, they was even, I don't know, but his assassination attempts and the FBI stand down and CIA, it's really suspect. It's questionable. They did everything. If there was anything, because they had access to everything. But they know that a lot of them are on that list. There's a lot of them that's on the list. They party. A lot of royalty, a lot of Hollywood, a lot of politics. They party with Epstein.
Just like LeBron Diddy.
Yeah.
Diddy party.
Yeah, like LeBron did. Ain't no party like a Diddy party. Yeah. All these people intertwined together. They were in charge when Epstein supposedly, allegedly hung himself. A billionaire hung himself. He ain't go to trial yet. They were involved. What is that? They were involved. They could have.
Omar is trying to say Republicans is now the party of the KKK, when Democrats are the one who founded the KKK.
Well, anyway, we know. Look, there's racism. I'm not gonna say there's no racism in any part. I think both parties have some racism in it. Both parties do.
Well, that's a stretch.
Okay, both parties. Because I hear some Republicans that I don't agree with, that they act like the only thing that black people are successful in, his name ends with Kurt, are if they're athletes. So there's different ones to me that have a tone of racism. I could see them still think that they're superior. But then you have people that are like Trump that, look, I want all to do well. Because Trump is smart enough to know that in order for this country to be successful, we all have to do well. For America to be great. We all have to be successful. We all got to put something in that America moving forward. Not just one segment of people. It's amazing how you're black. They can't challenge the blackness. They can't challenge that most of us, 93%, vote for the Democratic Party, but I promise you that is changing. And if you're online, if you're listening to different content, black creators, you'll see we're all saying the same thing. It will turn around. And some of them are even sell out, so it's kind of crazy. So, but we are genuine here. We are authentic. We don't have all the extra glitz and glamour. We don't have all of the talking points because it's in here. It's in here. And people should be able to differentiate between fake and genuine. That doesn't mean, see, when you have nothing to stand on.
Jack, you can't say that when you saw Joe Biden's mental condition as president of the United States, and Kamala talking in word salads.
They know.
And Bernie saying the same thing.
Are you trying to say that Biden was in his right mind? You trying to say Biden was fit for duty. You trying to say Kamala?
He was saying that Trump forgot someone.
Kamala couldn't
Jack.
hold a freaking normal sentence that a second grader could hold. She couldn't even speak without a teleprompter, and then still had spoken in word salad. Nobody understood anything she was trying to say because she was saying nothing. 19, remember this word, 19%. Look at it today.
Jack.
On CNN, 19% approval rating. 19%.
Now-
That's down here, you guys.
Now Jack just says, sure, I'll admit, but don't you think Trump forgetting who he hired is a problem?
Stop it. Just stop it. Just stop
How
it.
busy that
You
man
know,
is.
this man doesn't sleep. He's been working 24/7. He takes hour-long questions. There has been no other president that's been as transparent. He's done more interviews in one day than Biden did in 1 year. Okay, in 1 year. So he didn't even do, maybe probably in 4 years, he didn't do any of this. He certainly wasn't going over, when he went over and talked to the Saudis, guess what? They didn't even meet him at the airport. Nobody respected this country because we had poor leaderships. And the only people that's going for this nonsense are people being paid to act like what we are witnessing isn't true. Then we see what's going, no matter how they try to fluff it up, we see the results. We see a party that refused to do anything for the American people because they are concerned by votes. We see a Democratic Party that their only concern is making illegal immigrants legal because they want another voting block, because they figure with black votes, they get them, they're on a lockdown, but they in for a rude awakening.
Look how Jack said it so casually. He said, I admitted that Biden wasn't all there.
What?
But not to hold Trump to the same standard is hypocritical.
What?
And you know it.
What? There is no comparison to apples and oranges. Trump is by far, look, you can tell somebody that can speak in a clear, concise manner. Somebody know what, you think Biden could have done these deals with Saudi Arabia and these terror deals and ending wars, Palestine and India and having Israel and Gaza come to a standstill, and the Congo and Rwanda been fighting for 30, talking about Black Lives Matter, 30 years. Rwanda and the Congo has been fighting. That was a genocide that cost 6 million lives. You know who there, and they want to hold them accountable? Trump. President Trump gets the credit for it. Was Joe Biden up for a Nobel Peace Prize? They all are nominating Trump.
No, Omar, you're the one who's making excuses. All you can do is make alibis for why the Joe Biden and the Democrat administration is a failure.
They know
There's
it.
no argument that you have against us.
If I voted for them, and I can admit it, y'all can't tell me about Democrats, because all us, black people, we just like plantation life. We just keep doing the same thing, and they don't give us nothing. Don't they call it insanity? Keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. That's insanity. Well, that's us. But you know what? Slowly but surely, faster than ever, we all starting to see the light, and we're moving away from the nonsense. I voted that way, but I will never vote for them again. Ever. The way this party is now, abortion, they didn't even run on their record. Why didn't they run on their record? Jack, why didn't the Democrat Party run on their record? I'm on here too long because I got other stuff I want to do.
Like they said, black men, a lot voted for Trump. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Jack, and Omar. Omar's a troll too.
You know what? I'm living the life. I've been in the room. Have you been in the room with them? Have you spoken to them personally? Oh, we get another one. Okay, he back.
Yeah, that's definitely, what's his name?
I wish I could get some food stamps.
Yeah.
Why should illegals get all? I wish to God, I probably spend like $2,000 a month easily on food. Easily.
Omar, what's your
I wish to God I could get some food stamps. Why should they get all the food stamps?
What's your stance, Omar? Please tell us your stance. Instead of just spamming the same thing, you're about to get blocked.
Yeah, but the thing they try to do is like more white people get food stamps than blacks, just for to set the record straight. But
Yeah, and DEI.
yeah. We're not that. It's not for us, but we want Americans to need it to receive it. But see, that's what they try to do. Is like black people are successful. We're entrepreneurs, we're engineers, we're scientists, doctors, lawyers. We're multimillionaires, we're billionaires, we're teachers, we're professors. You name it. We're plumbers, we're electricians, we're inventors. We've offered a lot. We spend $1 trillion with our black dollar in this country every year. Okay, so we are very productive in this country, and things still aren't where they should be, but we're a work in progress. When we start realizing that our vote has power, that our vote should be earned, then that's when black people will start becoming even more successful. But if we stay on this train of downward spiral thinking, that we don't know that it's time to have a change. You remember Obama ran on hope? I think they ran on change. It's time for us to pay attention to what's going on.
We have more to worry about than the list, my dude. You saw what Trump has to deal with nowadays. We have more to worry about than the list.
And you know what? When he did his press conference, the press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, when she did her press conference, she talked about all the accomplishments that Trump did in a week that was going on. But the mainstream media that sat in that press room, the only agenda was to, no matter what was said, no matter how she said it, the agenda was the Epstein files. That was it. And I told, if you look at my video yesterday, go look at it. I'm gonna put it in the playlist. That if you look at the playlist and you see what was talked about, I told my son and I told the chat yesterday. It was like 5,000 people in the chat. I told them yesterday that the goal was on, no matter what was said, was the Epstein list. None of the things that were going on that were more important, that was for the world, for America. And every news reporter that was in that freaking press room, the only story, the only thing they talked about was the Epstein file. Trump saying he'll release Trump. That was it, because that was the only agenda, because they're biased. They do a disservice to the American people because they don't give us all the freaking news. That I knew it. That I should, I was gonna be on the news. I have done some news too, and I've been on shows like that. But I was calling it. I knew it when I saw her press conference. That was for at least 40 minutes or whatever, however long it was.
About an hour.
That was the only reason why they were there. They did, everything else was blah blah blah. They didn't care. All the things Trump was doing, it didn't matter.
Yeah.
The mainstream media, just like the Superman movie, they try to make that political. Now the extraterrestrial being from outer space is now supposed to have been an illegal immigrant. I mean, they try to lump that together. That's why the movie crashed and it didn't work. It was just crazy.
And I don't know if it's amusing or annoying looking at the chat, because since these people don't have talking points, the only thing they can do is troll and insult.
But that's what the party.
Democrats have given them
No talking points.
Yeah.
So what they do is, when you have no substance and you have nothing that you can stand 10 toes down on, it becomes a thing of personal attacks. It becomes a thing of trying to call people names and stuff, because they have no way of no substance, no way of proving what they're standing on, because the Democrat Party doesn't offer a platform to stand on, because there's no leader. they're anti-American. They don't fight for American citizens, the constituents that put them in office. But people are waking up. People are waking up. And I was talking about the black community. The black community is waking up. So the votes they're trying to gain are going to be 10 times over the votes they're going to lose through the black community. Because we're not listening to Jamal Bryant, who want to be a fake Dr. Martin Luther King, that want to lie to his congregations and to the American people that want to act like he's some fake activist. He's disgusting. Or the D.L. Hughley's or the Roland Martin that sell out his people for, well, like we always do, for the Benjamins. Those people are done. They're done. There are many people that's out here that are phenomenal, that are speaking life and truth. Now, if the Democrats is doing something for us, I would talk about, but there's nothing there. Nothing. They have done enough harm that we're going to be suffering for a decade to come. Them open borders, what's in this country now?
Espo, are you for abortion and you want marijuana, like Kamala offered?
They know what happened.
Yeah, because he's saying we're deflecting. I'm saying, okay, what's your stance then?
I speak in a clear, concise manner. I have said how I feel. I'm standing what I feel. I'm speaking as a black woman, a black American woman. I'm speaking as a legislative director, someone that's an activist and advocate. I'm speaking from someone that you can go to my video 2 or 3 months ago. You'll see me with Biden, presenting him presents or selfies, or I could put up with Schumer. I've done Zoom calls with Schumer, been in rooms with all of these people, from Bernie Sanders, all of them.
That must be that guy.
All of them. I've sat around, not on the executive board now, but I've sat around executive boards there making decisions, representing hundreds and thousands of people.
Thanks, Viral.
Okay, so I know just a little bit, and I have a little bit of influence that I've had. I've done rallies. I probably have had maybe at least 200 rallies. I've spoken to crowds of thousands on behalf of that party. And this is me now, today. My family and most of my friends are, of course, they're still Democrats. And ones who are very close to me, like some of my other children.
Servant, like in the Superman movie, he said, people are dying. There's more important things to worry about than the list. Because yes, people are dying. There's more things that we have to worry about. These illegal immigrants.
Don't worry about it. They'll get a list because this too shall pass. And then they got to find another talking point. This too shall pass. That's not even worth the energy because this too shall pass. Yeah. Once they give them whatever, because Biden, if it was anything there, his administration had the list as well. But it wasn't important then because they don't have nothing else to say. They got to find something to mess with Trump about. They got to find something.
I think Viral would be a good... you keep spamming hit the like button because someone's spamming hit the dislike button, which is probably that guy.
Yeah, well, take that off. Who's spamming? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, take that while you watching it. Take them off. I mean, are you?
I thought it was funny.
My son's finding your music. He's just watching like, okay. I mean, really. But anyway, you guys, the truth will set you free. Subscribe to the truth. Subscribe to the truth. Because we're not just saying anything. You know, this is exactly how we feel.
Omar. Oh, there you go. No, because Omar's saying that Superman was always an illegal immigrant.
Oh my God. Since when? Growing up watching Superman and watching Superman on television in the movies, that has never been... He's from another planet. He's E.T. He's one person. Not invaded by tens and millions of aliens.
Tell me, did they do that?
He's one person.
Tell me, did they do that plot in Man of Steel, Zack Snyder's movie, Superman
movie?
Look,
James Gunn is Hollywood. That's Hollywood is the left. Hollywood are the mainstream media is owned by Democrats. Hollywood is owned by Democrats. Your athletes and all of that is Democrats. That's why they do the Pride Month with NFL and all. It's all
And
Democrats.
James Gunn wrote the movie too. You guys can look
James
it up.
Gunn wrote Superman
directed it.
and directed, but they are Democrats, and somehow they try to work their ideology into the movie, and it didn't work. The movie is trash. It's trash, not just from them trying to make it woke, but the movie itself is trash because they just tried to throw all this stuff together that didn't make sense. It had nothing to do with him talking about he at least Superman. You think Superman is real? He's a fictional person. He's fictional. But anyway.
Still didn't come with 14 million people.
He still didn't come from Krypton with 14 million people invading the Earth. He didn't come like that, Omar. He was one E.T. He was an alien, a true alien, not someone from another country coming into your country illegally. He came to the Earth and came here as an alien. And you're gonna try to spin. I want to see you spin that. It's just people don't even have common sense anymore. I mean, you can't even spin it like that. It doesn't make sense. But anyway, go out and watch the movie. See it for yourself. Watch it for yourself. Watch it for yourself. I've never seen Superman beaten up so much in my life. A whiny. It was just. I was looking so forward to seeing Superman because, they had crypto and they had the dog, and they made the dog dumb. But I love the dog. That's why I was looking so forward to go see Superman, was because of crypto.
I lucked out that I'm not the biggest Superman fan. I'm a
I
Spider-Man
love
fan.
Superman.
I like Miles Morales, Peter Parker.
It was a hard watch, not because of the woke part. It was just a hard watch because it was horribly written,
The editing
and
was
the
so bad.
CG, what's it called?
CGI.
The CGI was trash. They paid up to $300 million for that movie, $100 million or whatever in advertising, at least $200 million or $225 million in making a movie. How do you make a movie spend that kind of money and the CGI is trash and it's cut up, jacked up? Anyway, go see it for yourself. Or save your money. Wait for it to come to IMAX? I think they're going to start HBO IMAX up again. Yeah, they're going to start that up again. So you probably be able to watch it on HBO IMAX. I would wait till it come out on that. Because I'm going to go watch Jurassic Park. I love the dinosaurs. So that's really my favorite movies are Jurassic Park.
Servant, that was never a plot. That was a focus point of Superman. That was never a point that they focused on, that he was
that was not the focus point of the movie. It was never they try to kind of blend it. Some of the stuff he was saying sound like Trump. I'm trying to stop wars. He said, I'm trying to save lives. People are going to die. That all was Trump. That's how he felt about Ukraine and Russia. People are going to die. I'm trying to save lives. Just like what happened in Iran. They tried with those ballistic missiles that they dropped those bombs to stop Iran from having nuclear capabilities because he's trying to stop World War III or world domination. He was trying to, because people are going to die if they get
Jack's like our biggest fan.
Yeah, we appreciate you coming, Jack.
Hey, Jack.
You're welcome on this channel. Just be respectful. That's all we ask. Make your points. Argue with them in the chat. But
That's like a cartoon character, Jack.
Yeah, they just have to show respect, because you want to receive respect, you have to give respect. So you gotta show respect to remain on this channel, because we want different viewpoints. We want people to interact. That's the goal, and that's what we want. And we are going to be doing debates, because I see it's necessary. We will be bringing people on, because people have been asking us to come on. And I might, if you got a large following or whatever, we'll give it an opportunity. Someone asked me, I'm still thinking about you. I know you're still watching my channel, Film Boy. I know you're on here.
Jack and Omar, you guys don't run this channel. We don't have to reply to every single thing you post. You're not in control of this channel. So we can ignore you if we want to. We don't have to
And
reply
yeah,
to you.
and don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Go to my other channel called Pray Till All Here. Subscribe to it. The link is in the description.
Hold on, I gotta talk
Go
about
ahead.
comic books. Serving. You tell me in the last Superman movie, before the one that came out, that abysmal film. Tell me in Man of Steel, did they focus on that Superman was a immigrant? Tell me that they focused on that. That's not a plot that they focus on with the character. That was to push an agenda and a narrative. And if you saw the movie, you'll get what I'm talking about. I wish I could tell you things,
You
but I don't
can't
want to
tell you
spoil
the
it.
movie. You know, you want people to see the movies for yourself. So we can't speak on it till people. We want you to enjoy going to the movies or wait for it to come out on IMAX. That's my suggestion because it really isn't a good movie. It's nowhere. Every time James Gunn does a movie, he's horrible. Everything he touches, he's horrible. From Suicide Squad to what was it? Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah. He did on Flash. That was the worst Flash in history. Babies in microwaves, and that was the cardboard Superman. Then he took parts of the other movie and put it in his movie, like
running in a circle.
Running in a circle. Looked like, what is those things called? And then it had green. They had, what's his name? That was a
Nicolas
green
Cage.
Superman. Yeah, Nicolas Cage. That was
George Clooney.
and I thought he was bad with Flash, but Superman, this guy is awful. Bring back Zack Snyder. So anyway, I don't know how we got on this, but you know, Jesus would be.
Jesus will be in Jerusalem.
Jesus is God in the flesh. He would be walking in righteousness. He would be, just like he said, what Caesar give to Caesar. When they had to pay taxes to Caesar, Jesus like, give Caesar what Caesar. He would be following the law.
Following
The law.
Follow
He
it.
wouldn't enter the country illegally. He would apply for citizenship. He's without sin. He's holy. He's going to do things the right way. He's not going to come in criminally into a country.
Yeah, exactly. Far way back said, don't ever talk bad about my people, my culture. I love black people. You need to learn it.
Who's talking bad?
You're saying we're talking bad about black people.
Oh, they not black. You ain't black. What Joe Biden? You're not black, but we're not going to keep following after a party that refuse to do anything for us. Trump has done more for us than the Democratic Party has when he did the First Step Act that allowed black people to have an opportunity to be released from jail with opportunity. First Step Act, Obama didn't do it, couldn't get it passed. Biden sure as hell wasn't going to do it. Trump did the First Step Act. And you know who gave the HBCUs? Because Trump was like, why y'all got to keep coming to the presidents of HBCUs? Why y'all keep coming to the White House every year, like asking for money? And the president's like, well, this is what they tell us we have to do. They had to go every year to beg for money for HBCU colleges. Trump said, I love seeing y'all, but y'all don't have to come and ask for money every year. Trump made it law and made it so that he gave them way more than they requested. And then he said, I love seeing y'all, and I'll miss y'all come, but y'all don't have to do this. And now Trump is doing something big for HBCUs. Big, huge. If he does it, I would be so happy that he wants to give a lot to technology and have the colleges soar. Because he understands that all Americans have to do well. So he's investing into our colleges, not just to the Princetons and the Harvards, and to the HBCUs as well. Obama didn't do that. Trump doing that. And Trump also wants to have, he says, something for statues or things that commemorate black people like Rosa Parks, Kobe Bryant, and different people who have contributed to this country. That's what he wants to do. So, and to top it all off, Trump knows that God is in control, that he needs to have prayer. So Trump has a faith-based group based in the White House. Because he has to be covered by the blood of Jesus. He needs wisdom. He needs discernment. And he knows he can't do it on human strength. Because God said, not by might, nor by power, but it's by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. So he needs God to do it. Anyway, you guys, we've been on here for a while. Don't forget, I gotta go to the gym. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe, the notification bell. Go to my new channel, subscribe. I want to start doing lives. It's gonna be a phenomenal format. We're going to have prayer requests, people coming on with prayer, having guests on, different subjects that people are dealing with, like stress, drama, trials and tribulations, joy, happiness, relationships, marriages. All that's going to be covered on Pray Till All Here. And we have an Instagram. We have also a Cash App. And what else do we have? And membership. Join our membership. Thank you, our member, Debbie. Thank you for being our first member, Debbie Gossi.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
In First Amendment USA, then why did Joe Biden leave all of our equipment in Afghanistan? And why did he check his watch at the soldier's funeral?
You know what?
You
We're
seem
the
to be
greatest
like a
power.
soldier.
We're the greatest
Then
power in
explain
the
that to
world.
me.
Why the heck did we hightail it out of Afghanistan? Why did it cost 13 soldier lives and over 50 mutilated? And hundreds of others who were killed in the process? Why would we leave hundreds of billions of dollars worth of equipment like we had no strength? Why weren't those generals fired? What kind of mess was that? Trump, he had snipers go into Iran like something off of Mission Impossible and drop those ballistic bombs, and they were in and out and no one knew it.
This is what the soldier, well, I'm assuming, but the guy who's into the military replied with First Amendment USA. He said, because Trump signed the exit, no time left. That's his excuse.
No time left for what? You know what? You're not going to make excuses. There's no reason. That pull out was the worst in American history. If they weren't ready to pull out, and that was the best they could have done, they should have left it alone. There should not have been a pull out with that incompetence. Those people would still be alive today because we gained nothing from that. Nothing. We left all that equipment. Iran, Afghan, they was like saying, it's a new day for us.
Trump signed to leave Afghanistan. The date came during Biden's
Trump wasn't
time.
in office. Biden was in office.
They said that the date came during Biden's time.
And they knew, if they knew that the time came, aren't you supposed to be planning for that? Aren't you supposed to, that was no plan at all. That was no plan. The way they left, that was not a plan. If you want to put it, everything they all do is always Trump. Yeah. Whether he wasn't even in office the last 4 years. It's like they always, what are they responsible for? If whatever he did was running out, they knew it was running out. Instead of opening up our borders, why did they focus on that then? You know, it doesn't make it. It's always a freaking excuse. No matter what, it's always Trump's fault. The open borders, that's Trump's fault, right? The two wars, in Russia and Ukraine and Gaza and Israel, that's Trump, right? Well, you know, while they was in office, everything they did is Trump's fault. Got the memo. You put my voice on.
Yeah, I was trying to make sure you had audio.
It doesn't make any sense that no matter what, that's like children, like they always blame someone else. It's their fault. I didn't do it, mommy. It is so-and-so fault. This is ridiculous at this point. But anyway, you guys, we get ready to bounce stuff off of here. We spend way too much time. Share the channel. Tell people about the channel. Come back again. We just don't want people that are being hateful or want to threaten our channel. We're not going to allow you to stay on our channel. If you don't like the content, don't come back. If you can communicate as an adult and have a clear, concise conversation and communicate your viewpoints then don't come back here.
First Amendment USA, Trump has criticized both, so your argument there is invalid. He criticized the president of Israel and Vladimir Putin multiple times, both of them.
Yeah, he always criticized them.
So Trump doesn't favor neither one. Both of them are equal.
Well, he's putting terrorists on 100% terrorists, whatever, on brush front, and he's disgusted with everything that's going on. But anyway, you guys, thanks for joining us.
Got the fake soldier in the chat.
Thank you for joining us. You know, because people don't have the same viewpoints that you guys do, that doesn't mean that you got to say hateful things. If you can't handle it, then don't come on. Stop hiding behind social media. Have these same conversations with people that's in your community, at your job, in your household. Because everybody's not going to agree with everybody with everything, period. I mean, if you don't like what someone says, then don't come back on here. And don't be talking about my hair. I mean, that's what they always try to go to people. I love how I look. I'm beautiful. I know who I am. I'm beautiful. And I can wear my hair any kind of way. They will say, oh, this a wig or that. Do you know that the majority of women, white, black, everybody wear weaves and wigs and everything else? I don't have no false eyelashes on. I don't have a fake butt, fake boobs. Everybody, their whole bodies be fake, for God's sakes. I'm natural. Ain't no makeup on, no lashes, nothing. No, I'm just saying. Yeah. I'm natural. And then when I do make myself up, then you be like, oh, wow, look how beautiful she is. I woke up like this. They got people that make up their whole face. They are unattractive. They can make up their face and they look beautiful. I woke up like this. I love lashes. I put some lashes on, mascara, lipsticks, make myself up, hook my... Guess what? You be a whole different, and I got body too. So it's cool. Don't trip on them crackers. Okay, I won't trip on them. Okay, but God is so good. It's just that you could tell when people are weak, you know, and I hate cowardice men. Come on now. Stop. If you're right, prove it. If you're right, put your talking points out there. That's all. Anyway, God loves you. I love you. Y'all be cool. We're going to try to maybe jump back on because we really want, I don't know if you want to do the other live later on. We might do another live or we might just do it tomorrow. So anyway, you guys stay safe. Enjoy life. Enjoy a movie later on. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe. If y'all want to leave a message after, that's the only thing. It's like once we finish the video, we don't get the comments. I want to hear from y'all in the comments so we can respond, you know. But anyway, thanks for joining us. Stay true, stay blessed, and don't forget to subscribe to my other channel, All Pray Till All Hear. God bless you. See you on the next live. It might be later on, but I'm not sure. God bless.